Hey y'all, welcome back to Planet J Tarot. Today's reading is going to be a pick a card reading to see the type of person you are. I have to put a trigger warning on this because we're going to be looking deep into your childhood, the way you grew up, your family dynamics, the friends you had, your personality, all of that. And then we'll be looking at you now versus then. So we've got two cards to choose from. I just want you guys to choose intuitively here from these two cards. So this is card number 1 and this is card number 2. This is a pretty extensive reading. We've got some blind pulls here on the side that are pretty thick, so I don't think we'll need an extended, but if we do need one, that will be linked below. Okay? So, we're going to be looking at the type of person you are. I'm excited. I'll give you guys a few more seconds to choose your pile, and then we're going to get started, okay? Or to choose your card. Card 1 and card 2. A few more seconds, and then we're going to get started. Just choose intuitively, whichever one you're drawn to. Spirit, tap me into the collective, please. What type of people am I dealing with today? All right. Spirit's telling me to keep it, so I'm going to put the selenite up there. All right, card number 1. You chose the 9 of Wands. We're going to get into your reading to see the type of person you are, the way you grew up, your childhood, all of that good stuff, okay? And if you feel compelled to, I hope you give it a like and come back for another reading on my channel. We've got hella blind pulls to look at today, so let's get started. Tell me a little bit about card number 1's life. Our 9 of Wands people. I may have to move this card just for now so I can have some space. Tell me about card number 1. I want to know about their childhood and like the way they grew up, all of that jazz. Tell me about card number 1. How did they deal with things emotionally as a child? What was their family dynamic like? How does it shape them into the person they are today? Hey, sorry, y'all. I have to shift. Okay. I also want to know, let me move this one. This is for later. I also want to know how they fared emotionally. How did they process their emotions as a child? How did card number 1 process their emotions as a child, and what did they lack? Who is card number 1? All right. First card we have is the Change card. This is the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. Who is card number 1? The Chariot, which is the Awareness card. Control. This is the King of Swords in this deck, by the way. Hopefully the glare is not too bad for these cards, but okay. Who is card number 1? Let's start with the way you grew up and your parental figures and your view of the world. I feel like you could have grown up with a mother that... I'm kind of getting mixed feelings here. It's like your mother could have actually been mentally unstable or just really unpredictable. But some of you guys, your mother was just like a force to be reckoned with. Like I'm hearing like a freak of nature. So I don't know if it's like your mom was like a little neurotic or like they went through like a drastic change at like a certain age. Like I don't know if they went through like a midlife crisis at some point or they lost someone and then they were never the same. But it just kind of feels like your mother may have challenged you in that way. Your mother could have been hard on you and always trying to change herself for other people. And so they could have been a bit like, I'm getting like unstable, to be honest. For a lot of reasons, maybe that's just the way that they grew up. Like they grew up unstable and they were always changing. It could be positive, but I'm going to look at the rest of the cards to see. Okay. Don't jump to conclusions yet. Okay. And keep in mind, some messages are for you and others are not. But with the Chariot here, I think that you You learned a lot about people, the dynamics of like relationships, and even yourself through your parents' relationship growing up. So you're very observant of other people and like their mannerisms, I'm hearing, and like the dynamic between adults, even as a kid. I think that someone in your family, if not both of your parents, could have been very like verbally critical with you. Like, because the King of Swords is here as your father, and the change card here is for your mother. Now, some of you guys, you may not have had a mother, and that could be what the change card is. Like, oh, there was a big, like, because I'm getting the image of like someone that can't stay put. You know what I mean? For the mother. So that could be emotional or it could be physical. Now, for the father, though, they seem very different. They feel like someone that needs to kind of know everything, know where you're at. So I don't know if you had a very strict father. Traditional is not the word that I'm getting, but for some of you guys, it could be, especially if you grew up with like a father that was like military or just really hard or had like a really strict father themselves. It seems like with the King of Swords coming out as the father figure, your father is extremely intelligent, very smart, disciplined. I heard to a fault. So I don't know if your father was actually really hard on themselves, your mother was really hard on herself, because maybe the father actually contributed to this and that's why they were so unpredictable. And your ability to see through that, like it feels like you saw through that, but it also created a shadow side in you. So I don't know if you grew up changing yourself for other people, like this is something you picked up unconsciously. Let's see though, because this is the Chariot, and the Chariot is someone that like knows where they're going. They have determination, and it often depicts like a vehicle moving somewhere. So I don't know if you moved around a lot with the change card here in the control, and you see how like this person kind of looks like they're like steering a ship or like a vehicle or something. Let's see. Tell me about card number one's childhood. Next part we're going to be looking at is the home life a little bit more, the family dynamic with your parents, but also with your extended family. So, tell me about that. We have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. The Sun card. Interesting. Your father, if they weren't like, they could have been very controlling, but maybe they were encouraging with you, because the Sun is here, and the Sun is like indicative of the father. Or your father could have just been really confident, sometimes arrogant. Like if they weren't encouraging, they could have been arrogant and really controlling. The mother could have been petty, or you have a sister that's a Leo, where you have the Sun to the Queen of Wands. Oh, someone might have cheated. Someone might have cheated. You may have a sister though. If you have siblings, you may have felt like you were in competition with your siblings. Some of you guys may have felt like the ugly duckling, or you were treated that way. If you have siblings. Now, with the Sun card coming out here, it could be that one of your parents actually made you gain confidence in yourself. But I just heard like it was a long time coming. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Let me see what else. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you may have a younger sibling. Some of you guys may have a younger sibling. Let me see what else. And the Six of Wands. I feel like your house was very loud. You could have grown up in a very loud house. You could have a big family with the Six of Wands, because I'm seeing someone up here, but then there's also like a bunch of people surrounding this person on the horse. More about the family dynamic. Your family kind of feels like they are judged. Like when I say your family, I mean like your immediate family. Your immediate family and your entire family seems like they are like I just heard record breakers, or the one that everyone else looks at for some reason. Like your family seems the most attractive physically. Like your family is very physically attractive. Your mother, your father are probably very attractive people. But what's interesting is that you may not view yourself that way. Or this could be something that you work on, gaining confidence, or your family taught you how to be more confident, how to get attention. You could have needed a lot of attention growing up. I don't know if you got it, but it feels like someone in the family needed a lot of attention. It could have been the father. The father could have needed a lot of attention, and ended up having a kid with someone else. For some of you. The Queen of Wands is like, it's not to say the Queen of Wands can't be married, but the Queen of Wands typically represents someone who's like single, doing their thing. And this is supposed to represent your family dynamics. So something here feels a little bit off, and I want to keep digging to see what it is. Tell me more. Let's look at the bottom of the decks. Yeah, how about we do that? Let's look at the bottom of the decks first. So bottom of the deck for you, the King of Cups. King of Cups. To me, the King of Cups represents a father or a grandfather or an older man. Your father could be older than your mother, or there could be like an age difference. Page of Pentacles is you. Yeah, I feel like you didn't get a lot of attention. You may not have gotten a lot of attention. I don't know if your father had to work a lot or they were distant. You could have had an emotionally distant father or physically distant for some of you guys. I don't know why I keep hearing let me not say that, but I'm hearing a word and I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but it just kind of feels like all of these cards to me are like drawing attention. And then here's this Page of Pentacles, like a little tiny thing. So you could have really felt like you could have wondered like what you had to offer in your family. Like maybe you compared yourself to your siblings, like, oh, my sister or my brother is like this, and my siblings all do this, but what about me? Like that sort of thing. Because I'm seeing this and like look how like it's like a full adult human body here, but then there's like a little baby face. I feel like that's you. Well, this position here is you. This is the mother, the father, and you in the middle. I don't know if your parents got divorced. Your parents could be divorced, and your father got with someone younger or got with someone else and had a child with them. For some of you guys. Tell me more about card number 1 and who they are, the type of person they are, from how they grew up. What do I want to look at now? Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, tell me. Ooh, experiencing. This is the Three of Wands. That's why I said some of you guys may have had to move, or your father may have moved away, or your mother did. I'm hearing separation. I don't know why I'm hearing separation though. Some of you guys, your mother hopped from partners. Your mother hopped from partners a lot, or they had. Hold on. Let me keep moving. And the reason why I'm saying some of you guys is you have to recognize that this is like a general reading, and some messages are not going to be for you. There's like 7 billion people in this world, and like whoever finds this will, So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I appreciate that. Tell me more about you. No way that this is here again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like you guys were treated like the black sheep growing up. If that resonates, give it a like. I feel like you guys were treated like the black sheep growing up. Like you were always compared to other people, or other people were compared to you. I feel like you were blamed for a lot of the problems in your family, in your home. The father could have been very controlling, very controlling. I don't know if you witnessed, because to me, when this card comes out, it's like someone that is made to feel like they did something wrong. Because it says guilt, confession, forgiveness. So I feel like if it's not that you were made to feel wrong for things, it's that like you could have had a difficult family dynamic and you always had to be the one to put on a show and be funny and be upbeat and all of those things. But honestly, it kind of feels like you were actually not okay sometimes when you were younger. I'm seeing the blue here and the blue there. You know what I mean? And again, look at her little baby face. Like they both have baby faces here. You can kind of see. Even the shape of their face is a little bit similar. You can't see that much, but yeah. I feel like you guys saw things that you didn't want to see growing up. Like with the Sun card, the Sun card represents things coming to light. And the Queen of Wands in it, when there's like a marriage, is usually a mistress or like someone on the side, or like the person that you want to be with, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you witnessed that. For some of you guys, unfortunately, you may have gotten like unwanted attention when you were younger from like adults. And I'm sorry if that's the case, because that's really messed up. Tell me more. Tell me more about card number 1 and the way that they grew up. Let's start over here. Tell me more about your personality and like the way you moved as a child. The Knight of Cups. Aw, the Knight of Cups. What else? Yeah, and this is flying. This almost hit the control card here. So I feel like these might be a little connected. Let me see. Okay, 4 of Swords. Oh, you guys were quiet but cute. Cute and quiet. I don't know if you were an introvert or like I don't know, you just feel like the type of like child to like make your like parents like breakfast in the morning or whatever, and maybe they weren't there for you to do that, or it just like the Knight of Cups is really sweet, but they're more mature. Like it's not the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a child, and we're looking at your childhood right now. So it does tell me that you were more emotionally mature. Yeah, and that came through here with the awareness. You were more emotionally mature than most children your age. And with the Four of Swords, I think that you thought a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if you got a lot of crushes in your head, but you always thought about like making a move on your crushes or whatever, but you never did. I do feel like you could be artistic in some way, or just really sweet, really kind as a child. That could have been your reputation as a child. Sweet but quiet with the Four of Swords. I don't know if you slept a lot. Let me see. What else? The moon. Ooh, it kind of feels like, yeah, the moon and the Four of Swords. You may have slept a lot, but others of you guys, I don't know. Some of you guys may have been afraid of the dark. And I'm seeing shadows here. Some of you guys might have been afraid of the dark, or actually really did not like having to sleep. I don't know why. Why is that coming through here? The Page of Swords. Yeah, it kind of feels like though, like as quiet as you can be, there might have been like one or two people that you were talkative with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is actually a child. And that's why I said I think some of you guys may have seen things that you didn't want to see. Because often the Page of Swords is like always watching, like they're very observant. And that could have been why you're more emotionally mature. Is like you see things as a child and you just keep quiet about the things that you saw. But it did actually create some fears and insecurities in you. I find it interesting that you have the moon and the sun here, and they're both sitting around the control card. And the moon represents the mother, and the sun represents the father. And both of these are two children, an earth sign and an air sign. It doesn't have to be the case for it, but some of you guys, maybe that is the case. You guys could be an older sibling. Let me see. The moon to the sun. I'm just so drawn to how like they crossed each other like that. In a love reading, when the moon and the sun comes out, it comes out like, to me, that's a karmic, like that it's a karmic relationship. So I wouldn't be surprised if your parents were karmics, and maybe that's why I'm getting change and I was hearing separation. They may have been in a karmic relationship and they separated. For some of you guys, maybe not all of you. Or maybe you grew up thinking they should just separate and they never did, or they did later. The Four of Swords is just you're always thinking, stuck in thought. But with the moon card, it's like, I don't know, you may have had like real fears, like very timid as a child. But there was someone though. There was someone. It could have been an older man that was more gentle with you. But for others of you guys, I did say that you may have gotten unwanted attention. So I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into that, you know what I mean? But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And I'm so sorry if that's the case, but yeah, because I just feel like you were really sweet as a child, like really sweet. And it's like you may be really quiet, but when you start talking, like people would feel like you're very kind and like more mature, even like people you went to school with. But I think that you could have been very shy and like scared to talk. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys had like a stutter or something growing up. Let me see. Get. Yeah, that's why I was like something about like a little kid that wants to like make their family like breakfast in the morning or wants to be tucked in at night or whatever. And maybe you just never got that because this isn't giving me like, you guys, this is like looking at your childhood, like how you started as a child, right? And I just can't help but notice that there are no cups out right now. And cups represent love. You know what I mean? Cups represent sweetness. The only cup we have is the Knight of Cups, and it's indicative of like you. It's not showing your family dynamic, and it's not showing your parents, except for this. And this isn't your parents. The King of Swords is not the King of Cups, unless this is like in reverse and they're like emotionally manipulative. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles, and oftentimes the Page of Pentacles to me is like someone extending an olive branch or starting small. And it's sitting here right on top of the apology. So I don't know if you always had to apologize for things that were not your fault as a kid, or you feel like you were owed apologies, but you never got them. Let me see. Gift. Gain. Interesting. Yeah, some of you guys, your parents may have had money though, and like tried to apologize to you with like money. Oh, that could have been a dynamic here. Like someone in the family like offering material things to make up for lack of like emotional nurture in your childhood. For some of you guys, though. But it's like it wasn't enough. Something about the Page of Pentacles to me feels like it wasn't enough. Like you may not have gotten enough attention, or you only got attention when you were like accomplishing things. But then you had like issues here. So I don't know how much you really I don't know. Let me see. Bully. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, you guys might have been bullied. Others of you, though, and you know who you are, others of you might have been on the other side of that, but I'm not really getting that for most of you. Let me see the last card before I say anything. Loneliness. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's not what I was getting at all. I think that you spend a lot of time alone. And look. This woman or whoever, they're in a hospital. They're in a hospital bed. So I don't know if you were sick. Some of you guys may have been hospitalized due to like mental issues growing up, or you seen somebody that was, or you grew up around someone sick. Some of you guys pretended to be sick a lot of the time so you wouldn't have to go to school and be picked on. I'm sorry if that was the case. It feels like yeah, it says delight here. You're a delight growing up. You're a really sweet kid. I feel like you were probably talked about. People may have gossiped about you a lot. I'm hearing like for no reason, to be honest, because I think that with the Seven of Pentacles coming out here, like this is my Seven of Pentacles card and this is my Ace of Pentacles. Like you're very resourceful and like very patient. Like you, and that's why I was getting, you're very emotionally mature. I don't know if you guys had kids or you were just always good with younger kids growing up, but you seem very like I'm imagining a 14-year-old that I would hire to babysit my kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Like I would trust you. You seem trustworthy, like a trustworthy child. So you probably were or could have been a good friend, but I don't know if you had many. Let's see what you lacked. Let's see what you lacked as a child. What did card number 1 lack? Communication. Uh-oh. Communication. That's why I said some of you guys may have had trouble speaking. Or you didn't hear. Some of you guys may not have heard from your parents much. The guide. Yeah. You didn't have. I said something about the King of Swords is not the King of Cups. This is the King of Cups. And here's the King of Cups. Some of you guys prayed for. I just heard to be understood. Some of you guys prayed for like your father to love you. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. That came through. Some of you guys just prayed for like more guidance when you were younger. Like maybe you were, since you were very mature, I don't want to say you were left to your own devices. It doesn't feel like you were, I don't know. You may resonate with that being the case because I'm seeing loneliness here. Like you may have been neglected. Like emotionally neglected. Or like maybe your parents just didn't talk much growing up. Like I don't know. Let me see. The stranger. The stranger to support. Oh, wow. Yeah, what did I say? Some of you guys just didn't have, like it wasn't enough. This is what you lacked. You lacked support. You lacked support. And the stranger here, it represents the unknown. And we already know that you were hyper aware as a child. So I don't know. Sometimes being hyper aware is when you're around like difficult situations. And with the Nine of Wands being the card you chose, it feels like you're a bit defensive and I don't know why. For some of you guys, it was the father. The father seems like the type to be able to control people mentally. So you may be very good at mentally or emotionally manipulating other people, or you're very afraid that people are going to do that to you. Because the guide is very soft and like kind and gentle. So you guys, yeah, that's why I was getting like lack of emotional nurturing here. Because what you were lacking here, it says love, like the guide, a very loving communication. I feel like you didn't get that. And the stranger represents the unknown here. So I feel like you knew too much. You lacked the unknown, honestly. And with the support here, you probably were hyper aware of the fact that you didn't have a family that I'm hearing you could talk to, like something about you couldn't talk to people about like the things that you went through. So I don't know if you had like strict parents or parents that like a mother that worked a lot, or they were just constantly doing a lot, like moving around a lot, and you just were left to your own devices, or what? Let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you're very giving though. You're a very giving person. That's coming through here with the gift card as well. Let's look at now. Who are you now? So this is the way you grew up. Let's look at who you are now. We're going to be using our other deck here. Who is card number 1 now? Give it a like if that's resonating. Who's card number 1 now, or who are they going to be? I feel like you guys are healing, to be honest, or you're working on it. You're working on, like, I don't even want to say having confidence, because I think you guys have been knocked down like time and time again in your life, and most people probably don't even know about it. But I do feel like some of you guys have been judged unfairly growing up, and that causes you to be like a little defensive as an adult or as an older person. Like you have a wall, to be honest. It feels like you have a wall. Like you may struggle to, like, as sweet as you are, like you could be the type of person whose like love language is gift giving or acts of service, because like telling someone how much you love them is really difficult for you to do, probably because you never heard it growing up. You may have never really heard your parents like say how much they loved each other. It's not getting like you were exposed to much like lovey-dovey energy at all, to be honest. And that is also another important factor of like a child's life, to witness like real love from their family, from their parents, from their friends, you know. So let's look at the type of person you are now. Who's card number 1 now, or who are they going to be? It feels like you're working on yourself, to be honest. Who's card number 1 now? Who's card number 1 now? Ooh, 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Some of you guys, like, I don't know, like you learn how to stick up for yourself. Like you're a fighter now. Yeah, you could generally be a fighter, or like really physically strong now. For some of you guys. Ooh, the moon coming out again. So that's one thing that never changed. To the Ace of Wands. Oh, but you face your fears. It kind of feels like you're fearless now, or you're working on being this. If you're not there already, this is who you're going to be. Yeah, so if I'm just, what I describe now, if it doesn't sound like you, this is who you're going to be, okay? But the Ace of Wands to the moon, this is someone that keeps going despite their fears, that can see through the darkness, to be honest. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys can see people's shadow sides. Yeah, that's something that you always have been able to do, but I think you're getting better at doing it now. Seeing people's shadow sides. Seeing people for who they are, but also going after tackling your fears, it feels like. Yeah, because the 9 of Wands is like someone that's been through things. They tackle their fears. Oh, look, the Emperor. I cannot make this up. Look, the Emperor. This is you. And if it's not you now, this is who you're going to be. The Emperor, it's not that they don't have fears, but they don't let people see them sweat. And they push through their fears, like they go after their goals. They're in control of their own life. So some of you guys may have felt like, I mean, especially with the father figure here, your father may have messed up a lot of things in your life, or controlled you a lot in your life and never allowed you to make your own decisions. And if it's not the father, like for some of you guys, if you didn't have like a father around, then this could have been your mother. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. Like if you didn't have a mother, then, you know, just take the messages as they come. But like, yeah, with the Emperor here, this is, if you're not this now, this is who you're going to be. Very strong and successful and attractive. But with the Ace of Wands, I'm already getting that you are attractive. You don't realize it though. Honestly, I think you guys may be insecure about your body. This group, you may be a bit insecure about your body, or you used to be. But it's giving for some of you guys that you still are, but you're overcoming that. You will. Yeah, some of you guys may have been insecure about your body. You may have been bullied about your body, or you always got attention that you didn't want growing up, and that's why you're insecure about your body. I'm sorry if that's the case, because sometimes it's even like you grew up really skinny, and people bullied you for that, but people can bully you for being too big. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, am I too big? Am I too small? Am I this? Am I that? I just feel like with the hyper awareness, like this is something you're working on. Let's see. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Swords. Yeah, some of you guys are a heartbreaker, but others of you, if you already went through your heartbreaker stage, because everyone with a life like this, you're going to go through that. And it's because you're very sweet and you're very kind. And I think as you start to get your energy, you may unintentionally break hearts, to be honest, especially if you grew up seeing that in your family dynamic. But with the 3 of Swords, it's telling me that you could also be a healer, because I'm not taking reversals, but the 3 of Swords in reverse is a healer. Oh, and with the Page of Wands underneath it, it's like some of you guys may be healing your inner child, because the Page of Wands is like a very fun, energetic, like lively child. But that's not the energy you got. So, okay. You guys may heal children as well. Or be healed through children or around children. I don't know. Let me see. I want to put this somewhere you can see it. Can you see this here? Hold on, guys. Let me move these over. Give it a like if it's resonating, guys. Card number 1. Who is card number 1 now? Or who are they going to be? Who's card number 1 now? Or who are they going to be? Let's look at this one. Ace of Swords. Interesting. Yeah, because I did say some of you guys had an issue speaking up. That's not going to be a problem anymore. If that's what you're going through now, that's not going to be a problem anymore. The Ace of Wands to the Ace of Swords, you're also going to be able to, I think what you guys are working on is like working through your fears, honestly. Working through your fears, speaking them out loud, and finally facing your fears. Some of you guys have a lot of repressed memories, to be honest. It feels like this is a group that has a lot of repressed memories. You may have grown up an insomniac or having nightmares. You could have even been like a big daydreamer, had a lot of dreams when you were younger, but the thing is you actually are going to accomplish them with the Emperor, if you haven't already. Tell me more. I'm hearing go-getter. 6 of Swords. Interesting. Some of you guys are like really good with numbers or like good problem solvers, or your pattern recognition is what is actually going to be your biggest skill, like your biggest talent in this life, and it's going to propel you. And pattern recognition is needed in almost any field, to be honest. Okay, so that's really great. And the fact that you can see people, like you can read people well, I wouldn't be surprised if, let me see what else. 6 of Swords. You guys may move away from like your hometown, or you've moved away from somewhere, or you moved on from things. The Ace of Swords to the 6 of Swords, it kind of feels like you found a way to, some of you guys, honestly, it feels like you rationalize your emotions, or you used to have like a lot of irrational fears, and if that's what you're experiencing now, you're going to overcome that. Like you're going to find a way. I'm hearing like thought stopping. Some of you guys may be working on that, like when you start to get really anxious or have anxiety, like you're working through those, pushing through those things, or that's something that you've already done. Let me see. The Chariot. What did I say? You're going places. I was saying that. I kept saying you're going places, and here's the Chariot. Look, I cannot make this up. I just got chills. Yeah, I just feel like you guys are becoming fearless. If you're not that already, you're becoming fearless. I'm hearing I have nothing to lose now. You may have really lost everything or something really important to you. And now you're like, I'm hearing fuck it. I'm not getting that you guys were a goody two shoes, but I think that you may have really taken care of other people emotionally, even when you really needed someone to like be there for you. And I feel like now, like you're doing you now. You're overcoming your fears. And if you haven't done it already, you're going to. Let me see one more. Look, Temperance. I said you guys are healing. I literally said that because I was looking at the 9 of Wands before I started shuffling. And I said, I feel like you guys are healing. And here's the 3 of Swords to the Temperance. Look at that. That's beautiful. Really, really, really beautiful. Wow. You guys, I was a little sad doing your reading. I was like, oh my God, poor card number 1. But I think you're going to be okay, baby. Like, you're going to be okay. If you're not there already, you're going to be good. Like, you're really going places. I feel like as soon as you heal, things start picking up for you. As soon as you start facing your fears, things start picking up for you. So if that resonated, I hope you give it a like, card number 1. And in just a moment, we're going to get started with card number 2. Okay? All right, Spirit. As I clear the energy, tap me into card number 2, please. We're going to be looking at the type of person card number 2 is. Tell me about the type of person card number 2 is, please. As I clear the energy. Tap me into card number 2. Card number 2 seems fun for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting like the energy of like fun. Fun. All right. Let me take these decks. I'm going to get started with card number 2. There we go. I'm going to put this here. All right. Card number 2. Sorry, y'all. I have to take a break in between because, this is a pretty, like, heavy reading. Like, usually my readings are a little bit lighter than this, but I like doing readings like this. I'm a psychology freak. But card number 2, this is your reading. We're going to be looking at the type of person you are. And first, we're going to be starting with the way that you grew up. And then we're going to look deeper at you as an adult, and then who you're going to be as you, like, I don't know, go through this thing called life. All right, tie me into card number 2. What card did they choose? Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. Who is card number 2? How did they grow up? What was their family like? What were their parents like? What did they dream of? What were their friends' family like? What was their extended family like? Do they have a big family, a small family? Are they a dreamer? Are they good at school when they were younger? How did they fare emotionally as a kid, as a child? Were they nurtured? Were they taken care of? Who are they now as an adult? Tell me into card number 2. And what did they lack? All right, card number 2. This is your reading. Thank you for being here. We're going to look at you now. First card we have is the Consciousness card. Interesting. This is the Ace of Swords in this deck. And the Completion card, which is the World card. This is the World card. And the Two of Wands. All right, so what I find interesting about this group is that this section of the reading is to describe your mother, you, and your father. And getting the Two of Wands here, I don't know, don't take this if it resonates for you and leave it if it doesn't. But some of you guys, your father passed away. Maybe when you were younger, but I'm seeing this eagle like looking over. So maybe they're always watching you. Maybe that's the message you needed to hear. Now for others of you, with the Two of Wands being here, your father actually could have been at a distance. Decided to walk away. The Two of Wands is about decisions. And it says possibilities here. Some of you guys may not even know who your father is. Whether that be you grew up around them, but you just don't understand them, or you genuinely like don't have a father. Now, for the mother though, I feel like your mother is super intelligent, very smart, very conscious, very aware. And for some of you guys, that may be an issue, especially if they act like they're not. Your mother could be very talkative. Like, I don't know, the type to gossip or the type to just talk to a lot of friends, always be on the phone. She could be, I'm seeing like the third eye illuminated here. So your mother actually could be psychic. I don't know if they would say it this way. But you see how like the third eye is activated both in the Consciousness card and also in the World card. So I feel like this is something that was passed through your maternal lineage, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if your grandmother on your mother's side was like this too. With the World card being here, honestly, it feels like you are your mother's world. Like you're very important to your mother, even if you don't feel that way. And I'm only saying that because I'm not really getting the same thing from the father. For some of you guys, maybe that is the case. Like maybe you do have a really great relationship with your father, but it feels distant here with the possibilities representing them. Okay, give it a like if that resonates. But yeah, possibilities. You know what? It could have even been that your father was the type of person to encourage you to go after your dreams, and your mother was more logical, more cerebral. Because possibilities is all about like, you know, you see like the sun rising over there, and there's just like so much here to explore. So your father could have been like very exploratory, like explorative. I don't know. Maybe they like to travel, or maybe they had to travel for work. Your father could have grown up in a split family. And depending on your age, that might have been taboo for that time period. The Two of Wands. Your father feels like they hover, like they're always watching. And I don't know why I'm getting that. The eagle is very strong. So I don't know if your father is like very physically fit, or they were an athlete or something, or very like their wings. Like look how wide their wings are. They have a sharp beak. Eagles have really, really, really sharp beaks and hard heads, and they're humongous. So your father could be tall, but they don't have to be. Some of you guys, they weren't tall at all. I'm hearing like they're either super tall or they're just short for their, you know, something about stature and body of the father. So even that could even mean that your father has like unusual scars or something like that. But let's get back to the mother for a second before we move on. Your mom feels very smart. They feel I don't know if your mother, something about the body is coming through here. So maybe they're very conscious of like the food they eat or their body, or they're very picky. Your mother could be very picky, very direct, very direct. The Ace of Swords is about directness. They could even be cutting with their words sometimes too. I could see your mother being someone to not allow you to keep your head in the clouds. They always encourage you to think smart, and like with the father, it feels different. It feels like, because it's going from Ace to the 2. But right in between it is the World, and that's the ending here. So I feel like your parents could actually be very different, and you're the thing that like binds them. Like you're a mix of both your mother and your father. Let's see. Tell me more about the family dynamic growing up and the state of the home, family members extended and in the home, and the dynamic. We're gonna start with this card, 2 of Pentacles. Uh-oh. Yeah, some of you guys may have grown up moving around a lot. Or you grew up and you live check to check. You grew up poor. You grew up not knowing when your next meal was going to be or how things were going to go. The 2 of Pentacles, Pentacles are tangible. They're tangible things. And oftentimes, like, for example, when you're doing like a career reading or a money reading, the 2 of Pentacles is when you're having to like juggle, when you're living check to check, when you're having to balance bills, balance out your checkbook and stuff like that. So I don't know why that's coming through here. Let's see what else comes through. Temperance. There could be a Sagittarius in your family or someone with Sagittarius placements. Also, Pisces is coming through here. So you could have Pisces or 12th house placements. You don't have to, though. You could have strong Neptune in your chart as well. You feel like an old soul. Like an old soul. I would not be surprised if you're psychic, to be honest. I think that you're psychic. You may not even realize it. But with the Temperance card coming through here for the family dynamic, that's what it's telling me is like, this is something that has passed down through generations. Like this isn't something that just started with you. Temperance is the blend of the mind and the body and the spirit, the logical and the illogical, the rational, and the irrational, the heart and the head. And it kind of feels like your father is someone that had a big heart, and your mother could have been someone that had a big head. Even you know how the saying like you have a big head. I feel like your mom was very confident, especially confident in her body, or knew how to use her body, or knew how to use her mind to like get her places. And your father, I mean, it says possibilities here, so I don't know. Your father could have been a deadbeat. Now, if your father's not that, and your father is a really amazing man, please don't take offense to that. I'm just saying, like, some of you guys, because possibilities is just that. It's just possibilities until you make it happen. You know what I mean? So your father could have been the type of father to make a lot of promises and, like, never actually followed through with them. Let me see. The star to Temperance. Oh my goodness. Let me cover this. The star to Temperance. So that's Sagittarius and Aquarius energy coming out. Sometimes Aquarius comes out as Pisces for me too. So that's double Pisces there. Yeah, it kind of feels like even though you didn't have like a lot growing up, I feels like there was still hope. And something grounded you. I feel like your hope is what grounded you. Some of you guys were the type to like grow up poor and just constantly be thinking about how you're going to get out of this situation, that things are going to be better elsewhere. Like a dreamer. I'm getting like a dreamer. Let me see. The 7 of Wands. I don't know if you guys witnessed abuse though. The 7 of Wands to me is like someone on guard. Someone on guard and defensive. I don't know if you guys... This part's a little confusing for me, to be honest. I think I want to look at the bottom of the deck now. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Ace of Pentacles. What did I say? Something about money. I don't know if someone stole from you guys growing up. Something about money or like resources and like opportunities. Queen of Swords to the Judgment and the 4 of Swords. Yeah, it kind of feels like you guys were raised is probably by your mother, because your mother seems like that's this Queen of Swords energy, to be honest, because they came up as the Ace of Swords. I feel like your mother probably taught you to be smart, like use your head. Use your head. I'm hearing like use your head, be smart about things. Or you may have even felt pressure to like kind of save your family. Your mother could have been very judgmental. It kind of feels like she wasn't very giving though. Or giving like with them. I don't know. This is kind of feeling like you were deprived of praise growing up. Like, I don't know if you ever were told like you're good enough, but you are. I don't know where this Temperance in the Star card is coming from though. The Temperance is an angel, so some of you guys don't realize it, but you have a guardian angel. It could be someone that passed away in your family, like an ancestor or something. The Star card here to the Seven of Wands. You guys were like the type of kid to like build a fort, or to like not let people come in your room. Like very protective of your space, very protective of your physical space. Something that's coming through here is that I don't feel like you saw a lot of physical intimacy growing up, apart from sex. Some of you guys may have seen parents, maybe even your mother, have to use their body for money or fight to make ends meet. Someone had to fight to make ends meet here. Temperance and to the Star. Yeah, it kind of feels like you... I don't know if this pile has like genuinely lost people, like to death. Something about this feels like sad, a bit sad. Tell me more. Tell me more about card number 2 and the type of person they are. Let's move over here. This is going to be a little bit more about you as a person, what people knew you to be like as a child and that sort of thing. So let's start here. The Lovers. Oh, the Lovers. So you may be a Gemini. You could have Gemini placements. You don't have to though, but this is the card of Gemini, and I'm going to do that for major arcana here. So these could be significant friends you had growing up. You could have had a significant Pisces or Aquarius friend growing up. Some of you guys, if you did, that person could have passed away, but not for all of you. Some of you guys lost a friend growing up though, and you had to heal from that. It feels like someone very close to you. And I feel like maybe when you lost that person, you got really defensive and closed off. Or like maybe one of your parents did, like one of your parents lost a parent and after that they were never the same or something. Let me see. The Lovers to the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. Interesting, because the Seven of Pentacles did come out on card number 1, but in a different position. Let me see. The Ace of Pentacles coming out again. Double trouble. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. And the Eight of Cups. Yeah, something about loss here. The Eight of Cups is walking away. But this is your reputation. Some of you guys, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry if this sounds like messed up. Just know that this is like how people viewed you as a child. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is who you are. But I think that there are some parents, for some of you guys, your parents, they encourage you to marry rich. Or they made you feel like you had to like earn love, to be honest. You have this like reputation for some of you guys of like being the type of person that doesn't finish things. But I don't think that that's you at all. I think that that's projection from someone. I don't know who it is, but it's a projection from someone. Because you see, like the Seven of Pentacles is when you're waiting, when you're patient, when you're changing your strategy, when you're working hard, or you've worked hard and you're like waiting to see things like come. And the Eight of Cups is like when you're walking away from something. So it's like you're putting in a lot of effort, but then you walk away and then you start new. So some of you guys, even as a child, like you always had like a new girlfriend or person crushing on you, or someone that you were crushing on. I feel like you were the type of person to, as a child, like, honestly, I think that you're really emotional. And that's why I was saying, like, with the Eight of Cups, because the Eight of Cups is like when you have to walk away from something, but it's really, really, really hard. When you have to let go of something emotionally, but it's really hard to do. So I don't know what you guys experienced, but it's like there's something that you really had to let go of growing up. And for some of you guys, it could have been that you grew up poor, or there was just too much emphasis on money or the lack thereof growing up that could have really messed with you and caused you to focus a lot on love. But even as a child, like I feel like you're a really good friend. You're actually a really good patient friend, and really funny. That's coming through, that you're really funny as a child. Is that why I was hearing something earlier about someone being funny, or what did I say when I was like flipping the cards when I started pile 2? I think I was saying fun, but now it's coming up through as funny. But like you were unintentionally funny growing up. The Ace of Pentacles, I feel like what's crazy is that even as a child, people thought that you were really resourceful and really like going to amount to good things. Hi, thanks for being here. Yeah, pick your card and the reading resonates for you. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get into the readings and I don't even like see the comments, so I hope that wasn't commented too long ago. But with the Ace of Pentacles, yeah, I feel like honestly, someone, if not like more than one person growing up, thought that you were like the prize, like you would make a great friend or like a great partner. And I know that sounds weird to describe like a child like that, but it's just something about you is like very patient and very resourceful, and like you know when to walk away. It's something about you feels like as a child you kept things very light. You kept things light, but you were also hardworking and smart, like your mother. Smart like your mother, but loving like your father. I don't know if your father had like your father was with a lot of people before they met your mother, or maybe your mother was, but I don't know. The lover. Some of you guys grew up gay, to be honest. And you may not know that. You may be in the closet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If that's the case, I don't want to like air anybody out. And I did put a trigger warning on this. And if that doesn't resonate with you, then don't take it. Don't take it. But my channel is welcome to a lot of people. And it's just like, I try to do readings for what I see. And it just kind of feels like the connection here between the lovers is the Eight of Cups. And the connection here between the Ace of Pentacles is the Seven of Pentacles. So it's money and love, like money and feelings. I don't know why that was something taught to you growing up, that you had to put your feelings in the back burner or love on the back burner, to focus on like responsibilities or like material things. Or that's something you saw with your parents. Like, I don't even know, maybe some of you guys had parents that just like they were together for material reasons, but I'm not getting that. This is more about you and like you as a person. Let's look more at how you dealt with things emotionally as a child. Let's look at that. We got schedule. Yes, it's plan, organize, and management. That's why I said something about dealing with responsibilities. Like you're a very responsible child. But it's like giving like, does that mean that your parents weren't responsible? Or they taught you to be responsible? Some of you guys, your parents taught you to be responsible. But for others of you, it's like you had to be this. Let me see. Some of you guys had to learn how to manage your expectations growing up. That's what it is. Oh, that's what it is. I feel like you guys might have been like the children to not expect much from other people. You just try to work hard for yourself. Like you seem very understanding, like an understanding person. You're very like you have a way of like relating to other people even as a child. Like I feel like adults could relate to you, or you could relate to adults in some weird way. Like, yeah, because I said something about you being an old soul, and that's coming through here with the completion card. What else? Real estate. Yeah, what does it say? Wealth and investment. Something about you are like going to have a lot of money or something like that. It says wealth and investment with mega project. You guys may have even been like a little geek growing up, to be honest. Always creating little things. Investment. Yeah, you might have been the child to save a lot of money. Save up when you were younger. Or save up for school, save up for something. I did say something about theft though, so I don't know if that resonates. Like you did save up and someone took that from you, or you had to like give that money to your family to like take care of things or something. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys may have had to start working early. Let me see. Mega project, investment, and wealth. Yeah, it kind of feels like if you grew up poor, like this is a focus of yours. Like emotionally, what brought you hope was the idea of like going out and getting it. Like, you know what I mean? Like not having to worry. Something about like not having to worry financially is coming through here. This is a general reading, so it's for all signs. This is an all signs reading, so you just pick a pile, baby. There's 2 cards to choose from. This is card number 2. If you fast forward back to the front, you'll see card number 1's reading, and you'll see the options. You just choose, okay? Unless you feel like you have messages in both, and maybe this describes your childhood a little bit more. But let's see. Others of you, if you have like another sibling, maybe like the other pile is like your sibling or something. But let's see. Tell me more. Live and learn. Yeah, what did I say? Some of you guys were like a little geek, like a little nerd. Look at their books. Look at their books. And they're really wise. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just really smart when you were younger. Really smart. I don't take this in an offensive way, because I don't mean it that way. I actually mean this as a compliment. But some of you guys were neurodivergent growing up. Like, you picked up on things really quickly. You may not have known it though. Some of you guys did, but others of you, you were a bit awkward, growing up. People will always call you cute. Cute, like, oh, they're so cute. Because you're probably the type to talk about, I'm gonna go do this when I'm older, like I'm gonna accomplish this. And you probably did, to be honest, or you're going to. But you just seemed like you were the type to be like that, even when you were younger, like really smart. Something about training and development here. With experience. Yeah, that's like, I don't know if you guys had to start working early or something, or you skipped a grade. Some of you guys may have skipped a grade. Let's see. Indulgence, 3 of Cups. If you didn't have a good home life, you may have spent a lot of time with your friends. You feel like a very friendly person. Like, you're a very friendly person. This is different than card number 1 in a little bit, like in different ways. But you feel really like you may resonate with being an extrovert. You don't have to. Some of you guys are not an extrovert, but when you're around like a certain group of people, you can be like really fun and joyful. And I feel like you guys are like, honestly, whatever your parents went through, like, I think that's what I was hearing, like, you're their world, like you're the light of their life. Like, I don't know what your parents went through, but, and you may not feel that way, especially if they didn't treat you the best, but I feel like you were really like a light. And that's why I was feeling like some of you guys may have had the responsibility to like take care of other people or save people in victim like modes, or like the type to have to break, I'm hearing stop patterns. And if you grew up poor, like maybe your family always thought that you were going to be the one to like make the money to like save them. And that could have been really difficult for you growing up, because you may have went back and forth about your self-worth unless you were like providing with the Ace of Pentacles. Something about lack here. We're going to look at what you didn't have growing up here in a second. But I'm seeing indulgence here for like you emotionally, and it says joy in interaction. So I feel like some of you guys, if it wasn't that you had a lot of friends, you may have really enjoyed watching TV. Like, you may have had like certain shows that you, or movies for some of you guys, that you rewatched all the time. For others of you, it was books. You rewatched or reread books, or you really like to read the book and then watch the movies or something like that. But friendliness, yeah, you just seem really nice and like joyful, and like I'm just seeing like a very pretty aura, like the type to like lighten someone's day, like have a really nice smile as a child. I feel like you're really funny. Like, that's coming through here, like really funny. Because look how all these people are like laughing. And like, this is the only one who has like one eye open to see, like, are they laughing? Was that funny? So that's why I'm like, you guys might have been a little bit awkward, or the type to like make light of difficult situations, like always crack a joke. You could be the type of person that can never be serious, but except you can be serious, but it's like, maybe you want to be. I feel like you take on big responsibilities or big projects when you were younger. I don't know if that like means that you were, I don't know. I just heard like higher education, but some of you guys wanted to do that, but you didn't get the chance to go to school for whatever reason. Let me see. Let's look at the bottom of the decks here. Oh, look, something about school. And here's the Eight of Pentacles. But Eight of Pentacles, if it's not school, it's also work. So some of you guys may have started working early, or yeah, because you chose the Eight of Pentacles, and here's the Eight of Pentacles again. And this is you as a person, like what you were known as when you were younger, like your reputation and like who you were, and like your view of the world and your hopes and your dreams. Like, I feel like you knew what you wanted to do at a young age. For some of you guys, you knew what you always knew what you wanted to do. You always knew what you're someone that has like a thirst for knowledge, and I think that you got that from your mother. Your mother is like always learning new things. They're the type of person to know like random facts, watch documentaries. I don't know, your mother could have been really, really, really smart. And I feel like that's where you get your confidence from, like your intelligence. And like sometimes though, I feel like growing up it could have been difficult for you because you may have had insecurities around like if you weren't getting good grades or where you were going in life, like you could feel like things were moving slow sometimes. But I'm hearing like you didn't let it affect you. Some of you guys feel like the type of kid to just really believe in magic or believe things are just going to work out. Let me see. Eight of Pentacles here. To the Knight of Swords. One more. And the Three of Wands. Some of you guys knew that you wanted to move away after school. That you didn't want to live in the same town that you lived in, or the same place or country even that you lived in growing up. Or people always assume that you would move away. With the Knight of Swords, I think that you're like the type of kid that like you point out people's insecurities without realizing it. Like, you know, when like I'm seeing like I'm thinking of like this video where it's like this mom comes in and they're like asking their kid like, how does this look, like, do I look good? I'm about to go do whatever, and the kid's like, no, you should not wear that. Like some of you guys might have been that kid, like very like you mean well, but uh sharp tongue, a smart ass. You might have been a little bit of a smart ass, like very, very, very smart. And it feels like people might have praised you for it though. So maybe you put a lot of emphasis on like being smart and working hard. And then when you found friends, like you had some few friends maybe that you let loose with or something. But it's not giving that you guys are loners. Like some of you guys were actually pretty popular, even if you didn't realize it. Even if you felt like you were just like a little small, whatever. I don't think you were. Let's see what you lacked growing up. What did card number 2 lack growing up? We've got worries. Yeah, what did I say? Something about you just believe in magic or like things are gonna work out. Like or you're the type to like not have fears because you could find some way of like logical like explanation as to why it's not smart to have fears or something like that. Like I don't know, you just feel really like a little smart aleck. Like the type when you're at school and the teacher's doing a math equation on the board and they actually mess up and you're like, actually that's not right. So you may have intimidated older people. You may actually intimidated your elders. Your friends or people your age may have actually looked up to you, even if you don't realize it, but you may have actually intimidated elders. For some of you guys, though. Let me see. Change. Yeah, some of you guys are the reason why I was like getting that you may have wanted to like move away or do something completely different, because what you lacked in your life when you were younger was change. So, and what's interesting here is the Three of Wands. This is the Three of Wands. And what we were just looking at was the Three of Wands. And this is what I was talking about when I said some of you guys may have wanted to like explore life a little bit more. I don't know if you grew up in a small town or like there were just restrictions in your family or no one in your family's ever done this or you know, whatever way you grew up, but it just kind of feels like you lacked this, but you didn't let it worry you. Like you knew you were going to be fine or something like that. Let me see what else. The Rebel. Oh, okay, this is not going to resonate for all of you, but some of you guys, you never broke the rules. You always did what was expected of you. You're always a good friend. You're always a good kid, a good whatever. Like you never took risks as a child. Maybe you couldn't take risks as a child because you had a lot of responsibilities, or you always had like strict parents or like a lot of expectations. Or I don't know, maybe you grew up in an area where it's like maybe you grew up in an area with a lot of rich people, but you were poor, or the other way around. Maybe you were like, I don't know, lacking the rebel. The rebel is like someone that doesn't go with the status quo. And it's not to say that you go with the status quo, but for some of you guys, it may be that, like I said, if you do resonate with being in the closet, that could have been what this is about. Like you never came out when you were younger. If that's not your message, don't take it and don't come in my comments saying anything crazy, okay? But the rebel to me, and in this deck, it's about, to me, it's about exploration. It's about saying to hell with what anyone says, you know? And this is what you lacked. So I do feel like you guys may have done what was expected of you, even when you didn't want to, even when people talk down on you, like you just feel respectful, to be honest. You feel respectful and mature, and you recognize that's like you don't let people's ignorance upset you. You could have been the type to be like, okay, I'll just stick with this for X amount of time, but when I hit this age or whatever, I'm gonna do my own thing. But I feel like growing up, maybe the rebel was not there. She I'm saying she didn't come out yet because it's a woman on the card, but you can take it as it resonates, whatever gender you are, but like it didn't come out yet. Some of you guys, it has come out now, but let me see what else. Oh, commitment, 6 of Cups. Well, you may realize though, and I'm sorry if this hurts, especially if you were extroverted or you did spend a lot of time with other people, but I don't think you guys really had like genuine friends growing up. And I say that because you always had a lot to offer and you were always really friendly and very loving and very smart and like always going places. So I feel like you may have attracted people that just wanted to like be around your energy for that reason. I don't want to say that they were energy vampires, but like it's like you could have had better friends that like catapulted you more into this energy, but you may have had friends that you just had fun with. You know, what else? Strength card, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. Yeah, that's the 7 of Wands right here. But what's interesting is the Strength card also talks about confidence. So this is what you lacked, interestingly enough. For some of you guys, the confidence to come out of a closet. Others of you, it was the confidence to simply be yourself and to believe in your own power apart from like your intelligence. Like some of you guys are actually just powerful. I'm hearing that you're probably a powerful manifestor. You don't realize it though because you work yourself really hard. It actually, I don't know if you guys work yourself really hard. You seem like the type of person to work smarter, not harder, but who knows? And you know, the 7 of Wands also represents boundaries. So some of you guys didn't have boundaries. And that's why I say you may not have had you could have been like a very open kid and gotten yourself into trouble sometimes or got mixed up with the wrong people sometimes because you didn't have boundaries or the strength to say no. Some of you guys feel like you had a really hard time saying no when you were younger, and people may have taken advantage of that. And I'm so sorry if that's the case, because you were a kid and like people are not supposed to do that too. But worries changed the rebel commitment and strength. What you lacked. Yeah, honestly, it kind of feels like you didn't have a lot of like examples of bravery growing up. And so maybe you weren't the bravest when you were younger, but that doesn't mean that that's not who you are now. Let's look at the bottom of the decks here. Bottom of the deck, we've got 7 of Swords, which is politics. Yeah, and this is describing your parents and your family dynamic. So I feel like your mother could see through lies. And I think that's why I was coming through here saying that your father could have been the type to make a lot of promises or say things that were not true, to be honest. And I'm only saying the father because this is a man here. You know who this is on the card, but for some of you guys, someone in your family could have been a scammer. You could have been around scammers or thieves because this is the 7 of Swords. But this also says politics here. And politics a lot of the time, and the reason why I was saying you may have lacked bravery is because you may have just been the type to just be like, okay, that's fine. You know, like not ruffle any feathers, just kind of go with it. Take all the responsibilities, you know, just be mature, whatever. Even if you didn't want to. Politics to me is like, honestly, it's a bunch of BS in my opinion. Like I hate politicking. But you feel like the type of person that can. Like you feel like the type of person that can. I'm here to talk your way through anything. Like you have a very, very, very powerful like mouth, and I think you got it from your mother. Your mother is the type to be able to like, honestly, like get a car for like $25,000 less than what it's worth. I don't know if your parents could have been scammers in different ways though. Like your mother was a good judge of character. She may have like be able to read people. But your father, I feel like with them, it's like it was more emotional for them. Like, and I feel like your father was the type to sell like a false dream, but they believed in it. Like, I don't know. Like your father doesn't feel bad, but they don't feel strong either. Like this is what you lacked. You know, your mother feels strong and direct and upfront, but your father feels distant. They feel unreachable sometimes. So I don't know what that means for some of you guys. Maybe you can clear that up for me in the comments or whatever. But ooh, new vision. This is the Hangman in this deck. Another Pisces card. Yeah, I just feel like you guys just focus on the brighter side. Like, honestly, this is you. This is you. This is you in all of it. One thing that's coming through really, really, really clearly is that you guys had haters in your family, and you even had haters in your friendship circle that you may have realized later when you were younger that actually did not like you. You did not have genuine friends when you were younger. I think that you had either leeches or like people that were just kind of like in awe of you, but I'm not trying to make you like feel bad because you're a kid. Like, this is you as a kid, but it just feels different. Let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Mask. Yeah. What did I say? Look what it says here. Deception. And here's the Seven of Swords. Oop. Accidentally picked up 2 cards. Look beyond illusion. Seeing through the bullshit. And look, again, third eye. Very prominent. Very strong here. You can tell a liar. You can tell a snake. You can. Look. You can. So I wouldn't be surprised if both of your parents lied. They could, I don't know. Someone feels like a little bit like a gaslighting energy. I don't know where that's coming from. But you might have like brushed it off, to be honest. You seem like the type to just brush things off. You may need to work on yourself emotionally. I don't know if you're in therapy. And it's not to say that there's anything wrong with you. You just kind of feel like someone that may be on go. Like, it was on go. You may need to just rest. You know what I mean? But with deception, pretending, and yeah, I feel like you guys were the type to just put on a smile even if you're not okay. Like, even if you're not as a child, like even if you're upset or you're sad or whatever, like maybe you don't want to make your parents upset, so you just smile and pretend like everything's good. Or you don't want to worry your friends, so you just say, I'm good. But pretending, that's what I'm saying. Some of you guys may have been in the closet, or there's just something about your life that you could have been honest about, even if it was the fact that you're poor, or the fact that you had an alcoholic in the family, or there was addiction, or abuse, or I just heard ignorance. Something about ignorance. This is you emotionally as a child. Okay. And you see how there's different faces, like they're all different emotions here. And it talks about inconsistent feelings. So I don't know if you guys have like emotions that were up and down. And whenever you would not be okay, your way of coping was like, I don't know, reading a book or trying to make money or like just kind of doing something else. Like, it just feels like daydream. Yeah, this talks about optimism. You guys you may have been a little bit like toxically positive at points when you weren't really okay, but I think it's just because you were trying to overcome the challenges that you were dealt with. And I think that's what makes you you and makes you a really like great person, to be honest. Pride. Yeah, great person. Oh, yeah, look, this is a psychic giving a reading. I said some of you guys might have been psychic. Or this is a sign that the message is resonating and you should give it a like. But pride, saving, and readiness. Yeah, look, saving. I said you could have been the type to save your money. And here it is coming through. Saving money. Readiness. Some of you guys were interested in like money or economics, but you didn't have to be. It could have even just been that you put effort into things that you could make money off of. So maybe you didn't like allow yourself to be a child when you were younger. Like, it's not giving that. It's not to say that you weren't passionate, but or that you didn't have hobbies, but it just kind of feels like you may have convinced yourself that that wasn't the time for you to do those things, but that's actually the time when you are supposed to. So I don't know if your parents just didn't encourage you enough to like go after your heart or like the things you loved, and maybe your friends did, or I don't know. Preparation, prompt, and arrangement with self-esteem. Yeah, some of you guys though, you may have had issues with self-worth if you grew up poor. Like, maybe people made you feel bad about not having money, or you had to work through like this connection between like what you have to offer and how you view yourself. Like, you are someone, like you're a good person and you're like a lovable person regardless of what you have to offer. I think with the self-worth and self-esteem and like the ego card coming out here, this is something that you may have had to work through as a child, or something that a wound from your childhood that you are working through as an adult or older, as you get older. Some of you guys are just learning how to be more upfront about like your emotions when you're not okay, when you're not doing that great. Let me move this over so you can see it. Okay. Let's look at who you are now. Let's look at who you are now or who you're going to be. Tap me into card number 2. We're going to be using our, what is this, like Wild Radiant Atlas deck. I think that's what it's called. By someone named Nathan or Nat G. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name, but tap me into card number 2, the type of person card number 2 is. Uh-oh. Card just flipped over. I feel like you guys are different than the way you were as a child, though. For some reason, I'm let me move these up, actually. For some reason, I'm getting that you guys are different than the way you were when you were younger, or you're going to be. You guys might be, like, reinventing yourselves as an adult. Let me see. Tell me about... Ooh. Almost shuffled these the wrong way. You guys may be clumsy or, like, goofy. I think you guys are goofy, to be honest. Like, the type to just laugh and, like, be a little awkward. You may not feel the most comfortable in your body or confident in your body. Like, you may just feel like you look awkward all the time, but I don't think you do, honestly. I think that might be something in your head. Your mother could have been really picky, like very compulsive, like OCD. I don't know why that just came through here. All right, who is card number 2 now? I don't want to take all of these. Okay. Let me get them one by one. Let's start off with 4 cards for who card number 2 is. If this is resonating, give it a like, guys. Thanks for being here. Who's card number 2? Who are they now, or who are they becoming? Ooh, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you didn't have worries before, but you have them now. And that's why I said some of you guys may actually be in therapy. Because you may have actually, like, not dealt with the things you experienced emotionally when you were younger. That's okay, though. It's actually okay. Some of you guys may actually be going through a difficult time right now. It's gonna be okay. Let me see. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, things are gonna turn out for you. You're very fortunate. Like, and I say that because it's something about you. Like, you're very blessed. And you may not realize it, but you're blessed physically, you're blessed mentally, and you actually are blessed because you have, like, you may not believe in this sort of thing, or maybe you're tapping into your spirituality more. It definitely feels like there was someone in your family that was spiritual, if not spiritual, religious. But with the Wheel of Fortune, I think that this is Spirit saying that you're learning how to bend, you're learning how to be less rigid, you're learning how to balance yourself, you're learning. I just heard what real positivity is. I'm seeing the Sun card, and I'm seeing the Sun on this card. And I'm also seeing spirals here. So I think a lot of you guys right now are going through, I don't know why I feel like you're remembering a lot. Like, try not to be too hard on yourselves, or try not to, like, give yourself a break. Something about you guys feel like you're digging really, really, really deep into your psyche as of lately. Not too much. Okay. You could be a little bit more anxious now compared to when you were as a child, or how you were as a child. 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords. Yeah. You guys have been fighting your psychic. You have been fighting your psychic abilities for a really long time, to be honest. I would not be surprised if you guys have been telling yourselves that you're crazy lately, or yeah, if this is not you, don't take it. But I'm going to say this for the ones that are here. You guys may... That's why I was saying something about, like, a complete change. And here comes the Wheel of Fortune, which represents change. And the change card has the wheel on it. And that's what you were lacking, just like the worries. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of you guys don't realize it, but you're actually going through, what's that called? Your spiritual awakening. You may not believe in that sort of thing, but that's what you're experiencing right now. That's what these cards are reflecting. Okay. 2 of Cups. Who are you now? You're very loving. You're very loving. You're a good friend when you were younger, and you're even a good friend now. But some of you guys, you're a better lover. I don't know if you're in a relationship. If you're not, you're going to be in a loving one. You're a really excellent friend and partner. You're someone that finds a way to talk to anybody. You can find a compatibility with just about anybody. Some of you guys are going through, like, a twin flame journey right now, if you believe in that. Because the 2 of Cups is a soulmate card. So that means you're someone's soulmate. You may even be a lot of people's soulmates, to be honest. With the Lovers card coming out as you made people fall in love with you even when you were a kid. And I think that's why you came up as the world. Like, you're the light of a lot of people's eye. Let me see. Page of Swords. Yeah, you're thinking very deeply, though. Thinking very deeply. Some of you guys are trying to figure out, you're looking into how to change your fate. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Oh, the Emperor. Interesting that this came out for both groups. I love that. Because this is you overcoming everything. If this is not where you are now, this is who you're going to be. I think I should have said that earlier, but if this is not who you are now, this is who you're going to be. The Emperor is someone that gets everything they ever wanted. So for you, it kind of feels like, yeah, you're always going to be successful. Yeah, you're always going to have money. But for you, it might be learning to tap into your emotions. Like, you could be going through heart chakra healing right now. The only color that I'm not seeing right now is green, except for the green on her dress. And a lot of the time you have to go through this Eight of Swords energy to realize what you have been allowing to hold yourself back in life. And for some of you guys, it was the fact that you put your feelings in the back burner. You, with the Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like people may have even seen you as emotionally distant, or you didn't have a lot of emotions when you were younger. It's not that you didn't have them. I think that you didn't have a space to be honest about them, and you didn't have people that understood them, especially if you were seeing things or hearing things because you're psychic. Let me see. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're very hardworking. That's the card you chose. The Eight of Pentacles has now come out 3 times, so that's 888. You may want to look up that angel number. But I'll tell you what it is. It represents transformation, and that's why I said some of you guys are really changing. You're really, really, really changing, and you're working on yourself. And if you haven't, you're gonna start. You're gonna start getting work. Love is gonna start working out for you. 3 of Cups to 3 of Pentacles. What did I say? You're gonna start getting work. And here's the 3 of Pentacles to the 3 of Cups. And if you see right there, peeking out is the Queen of Cups. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you. Can you see that? Oh, there's a shadow. Hold on. It says Queen of Cups. Interesting. 3 of Pentacles to the 3 of Cups. Yeah, if you don't have friends, you're going to. And real friends. Real friends. You may even have real friends that you work with. Or real friends that actually cooperate with you and actually contribute to the relationship or the friendship as much as you do. You guys are turning into a boss, to be honest. The Emperor knows how to say no. I feel like you guys had difficulty doing that before. The Emperor knows how to say no. Let's get a few more. Tell me about card number 2. Who is card number 2, or who are they becoming? Knight of Swords. That's funny. You came out as the Knight of Swords earlier when I was talking about the little kid that someone asked them if they look good in that outfit and you say no. So I feel like some of you guys may like teeter-totter between saying what you really feel or what's really on your mind and then dialing back because you don't want to hurt people. But I think that you're learning to like just stop doing that, and you're just going to be yourself. You're being authentically yourself. Ooh, a card came out. Let me see. Ooh, 9 of Swords. Yeah. Sorry. If you guys are probably having really, really, really intense dreams right now. You need to listen to it, especially if they're about love. Some of you guys are having intense dreams about love or work. Others of you may go back to school or pick up a new trade. Completely change what you do for work. Let me see. Page of Cups. Oh, got the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. Yeah, one thing that was coming through, none of you didn't get any pages. You got 0 pages to describe your childhood, which is telling me that you guys grew up really fast. I feel like you were not a child. That may be hard for you to hear. That could be something that you're going deep into right now. But I think that you're healing your inner child, and that's what's actually going to allow you to become this Emperor if you're not there already. You guys are probably learning more about yourself and like why you do the things that you do. With the Page of Cups, that's falling over the 2 of Cups. So some of you guys are maybe putting more effort into love, and it scares you though. Or you want to. If you want to, I would say subscribe to my channel and watch some of my love readings because I think they're pretty good. But okay. Who is card number 2, being or becoming? Being and becoming. That's important for you guys. I think someone should get that tatted. I might get that tatted because I think it makes a lot of sense because, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, when people say you have to fake it till you make it, like if you're not exactly confident right now, that doesn't mean you're never going to be. I feel like that's what you guys may be having to do. Like just fake it till you make it. You may be feeling a little insecure or afraid to like completely 100% be yourself. But honestly, it's like you've always been well liked. You've always been well liked. And you may feel like, well, what if I start acting like this? Will people still like me? Yeah, they will. They'll like you even more. They'll like you even more because I think what you don't realize is that people see glimpses of I don't want to say like the real you, but they see glimpses of you like all the time. You know what I mean? And I think you should just let people see you. Just be you. You're learning how to be more inspired and like softer and kinder to yourself. It's not to say that you guys aren't soft, but let's see. Being and becoming. Oh, what I was talking about with the being and becoming is like, to me, it speaks a lot to like the power of manifestation. Like, when people always wonder like, why can't I manifest things? Like, or yeah, people always say like, just believe it can happen, and that's never gonna actually be true. But the thing is like, your own mother taught you how powerful the mind can be. And just like I know that your mind is super powerful. So why is it so hard for you to believe that changing your thoughts and the way that you view yourself could actually bring everything that you want to your life? I think that's what you're working on, and I think that's what you're allowing yourself to believe in now. The being and the becoming, to me, it's like, when people say, oh, well, I've been practicing manifestation for a long time and I'm not seeing the things come in. And yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day. And a lot of the time it's like, you're not getting those blessings because you're not ready for them yet. Like, you may be wondering, why don't I have love yet? Probably because you need to work on yourself a little bit more. Or you have done that, you have done the work, and that's what's coming to you now for some of you guys. But when I'm thinking about like the manifestation thing, it's like, a big part of it is speaking about things in the present. So you don't say, I want love. You say, I am love. I attract love. I am attracting love. Like, as in it's in the present moment. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that you are working on, the being and becoming part of it. If you want love, then you have to be love. And I think that's what you are realizing, is that you've always been someone that wanted love. You've always been that. And for some reason you convince yourself that you had to focus on other things before that. But I don't think that's the case. I think everything is happening for you in the time and in the order that it's supposed to. And I think you know it too, because you're someone that trusts in the process, to be honest. You're the type of person where you have to trust the process. You may have ups and downs, but we're gonna get there. Let's get 3 more. Being and becoming. Who's card number 2? Being and becoming. Good for you guys. This is shadow work. This is shadow work. This is what you're doing right now. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised that the moon hasn't come out. But I feel like you guys are doing shadow work right now, or you have, and this is a description of like what you went through. Oh my God, everything is all out of place. Yeah, you guys may feel a little discombobulated right now and hella emotional, and you may not be used to like having to sit with your emotions, but it's good for you. It's good for you, and it's exactly what you need to open up your heart chakra. I feel like you've had a blocked heart chakra for a very, very, very long time, especially if you grew up with a family or parents that just did not put emphasis on how important love is. Or if you didn't feel it growing up, you didn't see genuine love, you didn't see loyal commitments. 3 more. For who card number 2 is being and becoming. Look, 9 of Cups. You're becoming happy. You're becoming happy. Look at how beautiful that card is. I mean, this is all about hopes and dreams. So, I mean, you're a lot of people's wish fulfillment. But not only that, you are someone that's going to get everything you want. The 9 of Cups is about what you hope for, what you dream for, what you want when you close your eyes, And you're becoming that. Oh, is that why I said being and becoming? Being and becoming. Some of you guys have really wanted to reinvent yourselves or just be someone completely different. I'm seeing the rainbow here. That may be significant for some of you guys, okay? If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm saying, like, take a look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Are you who you want to be? Are you what you want to attract? And I feel like you guys are going through that stage where you're asking yourself those questions. Am I really who I want to attract? Am I a good partner? Am I a good friend? Am I this? Am I that? Am I strong? Am I able to get everything? And you're seeing that you are. To be honest, I think you are. And if you're not right now, you're going to. Or you should have realized that in this reading. I wouldn't lie to you. Look, 9 of Pentacles. You got 9 and 9. You got double 9. And someone commented, and I'm pretty sure their name has 999 in it. So you got 888 and 999 coming through in this reading. So I really recommend you guys look up those angel numbers. And I know some of you guys are like, I'm not really into that part of tarot or into that part of whatever spirituality, but you should be. You should look it up. to be honest. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry if that was a little aggressive, but I feel like that's what you guys may do sometimes, is like you may teeter-totter between being like a people pleaser and just being like your full authentic self and not caring what anyone thinks. And I think with the Nine of Pentacles, one thing that's coming through here, if you're not here already, this is where you're going to be. You are going to be stable. You are going to be like a good when it comes to work. You are going to be happy being single before you can get the love you deserve. And if some of you guys are in a shoddy relationship that you're not happy in, I feel like you're going to leave that and you're going to be even happier alone. Some of you guys may need to hear that, especially if you have been in a relationship for a long time, because that's what is expected of you, or because of the years that you've been together, or because your family loves them or whatever. But the Nine of Pentacles is someone that's good on their own. They're happy with their life. They're happy with their life, you know? They're really, really, really happy and at peace with their life, and they don't need anybody. And that's why they are so attractive as a partner and as a friend and as like a colleague and all of it, you know? And that's who you're being and becoming. One more. Give it a like if that resonates. One more. Look, oh my God. I said I wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised that the moon isn't out. And here it is. The moon. You doing your shadow work. And you know what the moon also represents? The unknown, the unseen, the feelings. I do feel like you guys are actually empaths. I do feel like you guys are actually really, really, really tapped in. And I feel like as soon as you accept that part of yourself, things are going to be different. Things are going to be so different for you. And I know that sounds like mumbo gumbo jumbo, but it's not. It's the truth. Look, Four of Pentacles. You guys are becoming more stingy. I feel like you've always been very giving, always been very like open. Yeah, I said something about you guys earlier. You didn't have boundaries. So I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles as a positive thing for you guys. You're becoming more closed off to the people you shouldn't be open to, and you're working on yourself so that you can be ready. Queen of Swords. Interesting. Because that came out as the energy similar to your mother. The Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. Again, the Two of Pentacles is coming out for as your childhood started. Yeah, so I feel like you guys you're finding a balance between your intelligence and your attractiveness, to be honest. You're finding a balance between your head and your heart, because the Queen of Wands is very passionate. They go after whatever they want. They're sexy, they're alluring, they are demanding. They do not take low quality things. Like their standards are really, really, really high, and that's what makes them so attractive. And they're not afraid to reject people, to be honest. They're not afraid for people, or that people may see them as a bitch or a cocky person. Like they don't care, because they have self-worth. And the Queen of Swords is very logical. They're very smart. Their career is good. They're doing good in their career, and they don't need anyone. If you're a woman, you're getting to a point where you're like, I don't need no man. And if you're a man, it's like, yeah, I don't need a pretty little penny on my side. I don't need to have all the girls. I don't need to, you know how like there are those standards for men where it's like you're not a man if you're not a man if you wear this. You're not a man if you like to smell like this. You're not a man if you wear both earrings. You're not a man if you do this. Or you're not a woman if you can't do this. You're not a woman if you can't cook. You're not a woman if you don't want to have kids. Like you're just saying to hell with all that, to be honest. And you're just taking control of your own life. And I think that's really, really, really beautiful. Card number 2. I think it's really beautiful. So that has been your reading, and if it resonated, I hope you give it a like and come back for another one on my channel. I've left you lots and lots and lots of links in the description box below. Card number 2, I recommend you watch it, because those links are going to show you exactly what it is that people love about you. And I think that you guys need to be gassed up. I think you need to gas yourself up a little bit more. It's not that you don't have healthy self-esteem, but I think that it needs to be rooted in and not like what you can do or what you can provide. You need to just learn to just be happy, like with yourself, and like be that, you know, be you. So I hope this resonated. Oh, hi. Yeah, I just saw that comment late, but yeah, if that resonated, give it a like. And study tube, yeah. So this is a pick a card reading. So you just need to pick a card. Go back to the beginning of the reading, and there's going to be 2 cards. You choose one, and one of them will be your reading for the type of person you are, baby. Okay? Yeah. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a good one. Okay. Bye.